The man carefully knocked on the glass window when he was sure that the window was empty according to the tone. He immediately pressed the glass lifter to open the window, ready to climb out of the window directly. But the car window just opened a gap, and the roof of the car above the mud crumbs pushed into the window gap. Man quickly closed the window in a panic, but before he could catch his breath, cracks began to appear in the sunroof. Carter scrambles to find duct tape and tries to close the cracks in the sunroof with it. But how could the thin tape stand up to the pressure of nearly 1,000 tons of earth? Seeing that the sunroof glass was beginning to dent and distort, Carter rushed to find a steering wheel lock from the doorvan and braced the locking arm to the maximum. He braced the arm as far as it would go and stuck it firmly in place along the diagonal of the roof. With the steering wheel bearing down on the sinking sunroof, Carter dared to take his heart back into his stomach for a moment. But just half an hour ago, Carter drove home as usual, but in the middle of the road encountered a 100-year landslide when Carter woke up again. He found himself buried in the ground with his car. He instinctively tried to push open the car door to escape, but the 4 doors were blocked by the collapsed soil. Carter couldn't get the doors to open even if he tried, so he grabbed his cell phone and tried to call for help. But his old cell phone, which already had a 4 signal and died, and he couldn't even make a basic emergency call. Carter was so confused that he forced himself to regain his composure in order to find a way to save himself as soon as possible. Then he took out the car manual and used it as a notebook. Then he drew the approximate location of the accident according to his memory. Seeing that the location of the translite was in the middle of nowhere, Carter used his cell phone to record a video of his plea for help and then set it up as a mass message. Then he took a piece of twine from his car and hung his cell phone on the most likely place to get a signal, praying that someone would receive the video and send someone to save him. In order to prevent himself from being completely buried in the mud, Carter used the steering wheel lock to reinforce the sunroof. At this time, Carter's nerves are highly tense at this time. He only felt that his mouth is very dry and subconsciously picked up the mineral water next to him and drank to his heart's content. However, he immediately realized that he had made a fatal mistake.